If you're new here, hi, my name is Kayla. I'm a social worker, and I created this page to make videos on different topics on self-development, self-love, self-care, just to kind of create a space to inspire others to just like work on being their best selves. The reason why I did that was because I think this year, like for many of us, we've gone through a very difficult time, and I relied on different videos on here on this platform to kind of help me, and I found it extremely helpful, and I thought it would be a great idea to start my own channel. So today I wanted to talk about how the law of attraction helped me attain one of my really biggest goals. So I was introduced to the law of attraction by a manifesting instructor teacher. Her name is Sarah Prout. She did a 21-day manifestation challenge. I didn't really know what it was about. I kind of knew manifesting meant kind of like reaching your goals or something like that, but I really didn't really know much about it. And it just happened to show up on my Facebook timeline. I kind of looked into it, and it felt like something that I wanted to do. I think it was about 30-something bucks, and I felt like it was time for me to invest a little bit in myself, so I decided to join the challenge. And I feel like that was like one of the best things I've ever done, because it introduced me to the law of attraction, and introduced me to a lot of different tools and techniques and just a way of living that creates, I think it helped me to become so much at peace. And so her manifestation challenge talked about energy, and it talked about just spirituality, and how to really attract the things that you want into your life. It was 21 days of it, and I was blown away, and because of that challenge, I think helped me to really understand about how to bring all the things that I want into my life. So I'm a social worker, and I had to go through a licensing exam to become a licensed clinical social worker. And in November of 2019, which was last year, I went through I went for my exam, and I studied like hell. Like I studied, and I failed. And I attribute my failure to my anxiety getting the best of me and me overthinking it. So then I had to reschedule it. It took me about a month to reschedule it because I felt like I was too much in my head. I felt like a failure. I felt devastated. It was just, I don't do really good with failure. So I waited a while, and then I think around January I decided to go back and reschedule the exam. And so I rescheduled it, and I think I did it for like, I think it was March. I gave myself a couple, I'm not sure if it was that there was no available dates, but March was, I believe it was March 21st. So of course March 21st came. I studied my behind again, like I was just studying, and then the exam got canceled. So I was again devastated because I was ready to take this exam again. I was ready to kind of just go for it, pass it. That got canceled. So it got rescheduled again for April 29th, I think it was. Again, it was canceled. And so I postponed it for, I believe it was June 21st. So that was the new date. And so this time I decided I wanted to take a different type of approach. And so I decided that I wasn't going to go crazy studying the material, because I knew the material was more about learning how to manage my own anxieties, my own self-doubts. And I found Sarah Prout, and I found her manifestation challenge. And so she taught me a lot of really cool ideas that I put into practice, and I attribute my passing to doing it this way. So some of the things that helped me was, number one is she basically taught me how to state your goals in the present tense. So instead of saying I want to pass my exam, which is what I would do before, I would say I will become an LCSW. So kind of having that present tense, like it's already happening. So instead of wishing and hoping for things to happen, you have to really believe that it's already happening. Like it's already happening. You have to kind of embody that feeling. And so one of the things she said was, basically think like it's gonna happen. Like You already know what's gonna happen. So what I did was, on my calendars, usually I would put like my LCSW exam date or something. This time I put I will become a LCSW. I did that in a couple calendars. I did a vision board, and in the vision board I put a picture of like a door with like a nameplate, and on the nameplate I wrote my name with my initials, and then next to it I put I became an LCSW, and then I put the date. What else did I do? I put a screensaver on my phone. So I found a screensaver that said, keep calm, I just passed, or I became an LCSW or something like that. I put that on my screensaver, so every time that I looked at my phone, I got that message. I became an LCSW. I became an LCSW. So that kind of really like was that visual. And then she taught me another thing about energy. So we're all made of energy, and so it's important, in order to bring more positive or more stuff into our lives, we have to get rid of clutter. Energetic clutter, digital clutter, physical clutter. And so I decided that I was going to declutter in order to bring and attract something that I really wanted into my life. So I decluttered like a closet, like I completely decluttered a whole closet. Digitally, I went through my emails, which was completely out of control. So I decluttered my emails. I started deleting emails left and right, just deleting. On my phone, I deleted a bunch of pictures. Just went through and started deleting clutter from my life. Physical clutter, I deleted digital clutter, and I just got rid of it. So I'm like, I want to attract this into my life. I have to make space for it, and so I did those techniques. On the day of the exam, so I didn't really study a lot. I did, most of it was more that type of work. So I did a lot of law of attraction work, and I didn't really study a lot of the material, even though I went through the workbook and did an app and did some study materials. But I think the majority, the bulk of it was I was doing work on my mindset. Another thing that I did was that my sister makes these photo frames for all kinds of occasions. So I told her to make me a frame. And the frame, I wanted her to say, it to say Kayla LCSW and I passed. So I already knew I was going to pass, and I was going to have this photo frame that I was going to take a picture in on the day of my exam. So she completely made it for me. And so on the day of the exam, I put it in my car. I brought my tripod with me and everything, because I was going to pass my exam, and I was going to, in the parking lot, I was going to take a picture, and then I was going to send it to everybody. During the exam, so last time, I kept having thoughts of, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. This is hard. I'm going to fail. So again, that mindset was kind of in the wrong way. So this time I decided to use an affirmation and use visualization. So during the exam, I basically said to myself, I am capable in my abilities. I am capable in my abilities. And I would say it like several times. Anytime during the exam where I felt like I was going to fail, or I felt like the questions were hard and I didn't think I was getting it right, I would close my eyes, I would take a couple deep breaths, kind of just ground myself, and I would say that affirmation to myself for a couple times and let it pass. Another thing I did too was I would close my eyes and I would visualize the pass on the screen. So after us social workers, we pass our exam, we got to do like a little survey, and then it tells you pass. So I would close my eyes, I would do the affirmation, and I would visualize the pass on the screen. So that happened a couple times during the exam, because again, the questions were a lot more harder, I thought, than the first exam, and I kept having those thoughts of, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna fail. And so every time that happened, I would close my eyes, I would say those affirmations, I would do the visualization, breathe, I keep it going. And I passed. I saw the I pass sign, and I was just like over the moon. and I was able to go to my car, take out my photo frame, take a picture with the photo frame, and I was able to send it to everybody. So I truly believe that I passed my exam. The last time I failed by like 3 points. This time I passed it by like 2 points. So I surpassed the score that I needed. And I truly believe that I passed because I did a lot of work on my mindset. So not only was I already picturing it in my mind of me passing the exam, I was giving myself daily reminders, visual reminders that I was going to pass. I had the picture on my lock screen that I was seeing every single time. And every time I would see it, I would like close my eyes and I would envision it really being true. I had my vision board, so in the vision board, making it really real, like my name on a nameplate. Writing it in all different places. All my calendars had I will become a social worker, LCSW. Removing some of the energy, so kind of doing a lot of energy clearing out of my life so I can bring in this to me digitally, spiritually, physically, all kinds of clutter. I was getting rid of everything. I was like, I need to get rid of everything so I can attract this into my life. Affirmations are huge for me. So affirmations was something that really helped me. So that affirmation I felt really applied to me. I am capable of my abilities, because I felt like I was self-doubting myself. I was creating all this self-doubt in me, and creating that self-doubt in ourselves really messes with our mindset. So then you start second guessing yourself. You start believing that you start believing your thoughts. So I'm gonna fail. You're gonna start believing it. You're gonna start making mistakes, and you are gonna fail. So those things really helped. And also I started to meditate and just kind of like become very centered and grounded to kind of manage the anxiety that I was having. So those were some of the techniques that I did to pass my exam. I also went on an interview in September for this really great job. So that was another thing that I wanted to attract into my life, was a job that was less stressful, that I just needed a change. And so I went on this interview for this really great job that sounded like something that I really want. So I had an interview during Zoom. And so what I did was I took a postcard and I wrote an affirmation. This affirmation said, I am a badass and I can get through anything. I put it right next to my screen. The other thing I did was I also learned about crystals and how crystals bring kind of that positive energy, and different crystals have different vibrationals and all that. So I have my clear crystal, which I talked about in my last video, which is a healing crystal. And so I took the crystal and I put it next to my my monitor as well. So as I'm having my interview, I'm constantly looking at my affirmation saying I am a badass and I can get through anything, so that I can feel like I was a badass, right? Because if we start self-doubting ourselves, then we're going to come across as, we don't come across as authentic, right? And so I wanted to come across as authentic. I wanted to come across as confident. I'm able to perform this job. I would be a great addition to your team and be a great asset. And so by being confident and reading my affirmation and having the crystal giving me that positive healing energy, I felt really good. And they ended up calling me for a second interview. The second interview, I did the same thing. I had my affirmation card, I had my crystal, I did a lot of the mindset work, and that one was really difficult because I was being like thrown all kinds of scenarios for social work situations, and it was very anxiety provoking. But I did a lot of like grounding. I would kind of take some deep breaths. I would focus on my affirmation and kind of say it, look at it, and I felt like it really helped me, and I attracted a really great job that I just started a couple weeks ago, and I'm really happy with. So in other words, these techniques, if you believe in them and you let them help you with your mindset and changing from a lack mindset to a growth mindset, you can really attract anything that you want in your life. But you have to believe it, right? Because if I would have went through my test and I would have believed that I was going to fail, if I would not have believed that I am confident in my abilities, like I know what I'm doing, this is just something that I have to get through, I would not have passed my exam. If I went on this interview thinking like, I'm not good enough for this job, I can't do the duties that I need to do, then I was going to mess up and I was going to come across as very, not confident. I was going to come across as not my authentic self, and they probably were going to feel that. So I did not want to do that. And so I think that as long as you believe in your dreams, you believe in your goals, and believe that it's going to happen. You have to believe in the present tense, like this is going to happen. I'm just getting there. Instead of, I hope that this happens, I hope I get this job, I wish I passed this exam, because now you are not setting it into motion, right? If you wish something, is it going to happen? I don't know, maybe. But if you say it and you speak it in like present terms, like I am going to become an LCSW, I am going to become employed by this agency, then it'll happen. So it's all on our mindset. It's all on how you think. Our thoughts are kind of what takes over. And we are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are not us. They do not control us. So learning different techniques like these from the law of attraction, for me, they have worked, and I have heard of other situations where they have worked. But again, it's all about believing. If you believe that you can achieve it, then you will achieve it. If you believe that you're not good enough, then you're not going to get it. So those are just some techniques that I want to share with you guys, and share with you that experience I had, because I think that to me it's been really a great experience, just learning about the law of attraction and using the techniques, and seeing how it can manifest things that I want into my life. And so just going into the new year, I am so encouraged and I'm so motivated. So of course I'm going to create a new vision board, and I will come and make a video on my process of doing a vision board, because I've been doing vision board classes for the community for the last couple months. So I want to bring a video for you guys to kind of show you guys my process and the way that I do it, which I have learned from different sources. And yeah, so that's the video for today. I hope that you guys can get something out of this video, can connect with it in some way, and just let me know below, like, have you tried any law of attraction strategies? Have you heard of the law of attraction? Have you manifested anything by doing any types of these activities like I just did? I mean, this year was a doozy for sure, but because I changed my mindset and I started practicing some of those law of attraction techniques, I know that helped me to bring into my life something that I needed. And so I wanted to just share that with everybody else. So if you resonated, if this video really spoke to you, give it a nice thumbs up so my video can be shared and seen on this community. And definitely, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be bringing videos on all kinds of topics that have to do with just being your best self, and just working on you, because you are your most valuable asset. And so it's so important for us to really do the work to kind of get us to be our most highest and authentic self. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you come back for my next video. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.